There we go. We're good. Ready?
Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the other side. My name is Jonathan Casillas.
Darnell Nicole.
Dominique Easley.
Today, we're going to be talking about what's happening with women's basketball. Have y'all been watching the NCAA tournament? And I'm talking about the boys,
That
the girl side of what Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and all them are doing.
game was so good.
What?
Yeah, they. I say this. I'd rather watch the girls play than I watch the men play for sure.
Everybody's watching the
Hmm.
instead of the men's. I can name like 10 girls players right now. I can't name none of the boys in the tournament right now. Not one.
That's
That's a
true.
fact. That's a fact.
This is the first time, right? It's the first time it's ever been like this.
Not to this extent though. Like because when Pat Summitt had Tennessee, killing it. Gino UConn's been kind of, but not to this extent. Like even Paige Becker, she's nice. She's not getting the acclaim that Caitlin Clark got, that Angel Reese is getting. She's not even close to that. And she's been killing for like 7 years, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, in full disclosure, like I don't like college sports at all. Typically, I never watch college sports. So I was asking because I've never been this into, I'm just saying women's basketball, but even the guys, I never watched any of the college stuff. But the girls are killing it.
So why are you watching now?
Man, because it's in the blog, so I'm like, ooh, what's going on? So they got me watching. Like I literally watched the game the other night, and I watched last year. That caught me. I'm like, oh, okay, let me see what they doing. They got me hyped. I love seeing it though. I love that they're bringing that type of attention to women's sports. About time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dom, you caught the game?
I did not catch the game, unfortunately, but I
So
did. But but look, I have been watching the blogs, and one thing I don't like is that they're making this a little racial thing instead of just keeping it basketball. It's very much black and white. You know what I mean? And that's the unfortunate thing about today's media is how they portray people. And obviously, you see what's going on with Angel Reese. You see all the backlash that she's getting. So it's that's what's the saddening part about this whole situation. You know?
why, right? Like why is Angel Reese the villain? Like why is she labeled as that when all she's doing is just being beautiful, black, balling, you
I
know what I'm
think that's
saying?
typical.
Unapologetically her, is that the problem, Don? Like with Darnell, is that it?
Well, I think that's the typical, that's the go-to. That's how Black women are typically labeled in the media. I feel like this is a good opportunity for people to stop acting like they don't see it. She's not doing anything different that the guys are doing. I mean, and come on now. It's not anger, it's passion. But this is how they paint us.
Yeah. What
And
about
go
go
ahead.
ahead? Go ahead, D. No, go ahead.
Nah, it's just it's like you said, right? She's not your typical idol American that they want to put out in the front, in the front of the media. You know, Angel Reese, she's herself. She's a black, strong woman who portrays to be herself, and the media is portraying her to be this way rather than really understanding who she is as a person. I mean, if you look at the last interview by her teammate, that came from her heart. You know what I mean? And that's not somebody that's seeing her from the interview. She's with her every day, every single day. You know?
I
Come on,
think the
Flage.
media doesn't like the
Yep.
fact that she doesn't hold her tongue. I think that's what it is. But again, in every good story, there has to be a villain, and
Right,
they,
right.
That's a fact.
they
And I
picked
think
her.
that's what
And we
makes
can only speculate why it is that they picked her.
I think that's what makes it so attractive. I think not just because you got, I think, a very storied franchise in LSU to like almost the underdog in Iowa, even though they was number one. But
Yeah.
Iowa, I feel like hasn't been consistent as LSU has been.
Mhm.
And you have a great superstar in Caitlin Clark and also a great superstar in Angel Reese. But to make it better, it's this versus this, whether it's, the Iowa Midwest school versus the Southern school, whether it's black versus white, whether it's,
Hood versus,
right. You know what I mean?
That's the country we live in. They're gonna do that because that's gonna bring in the views.
And it has, like that game, that rematch, Iowa versus LSU,
Yeah.
the Elite Eight is like the most watched event, like from men's sports in like baseball,
That's crazy.
all of women's basketball, all of men's collegiate basketball, like since for like a long time. Like it's insane. But like I think it has to be a story to make it this juicy for us.
That's what I'm saying. I low-key feel like it's worth it. I feel like you're gonna hit a struggle no matter what you're doing. Yeah, they're painting it a certain way, but I love the attention that they're getting, and I'm excited to see what they do with the platform.
So you believe all attention is good attention?
I think from certain business aspects, it can be, but I feel like it's nothing that Angel especially can't utilize to her benefit.
Facts. Yeah, she definitely learned how to utilize what is given to her and what
Yeah,
is,
I love that.
thrown at her. I
Making
like definitely like that.
at such a young age. I love it.
That's a fact.
I'm not too sold on like I love Angel Reese. My daughter loves Angel Reese. She was like upset that they lost to Caitlin Clark in Iowa. But I don't really I don't know. I feel like going into like woman's plight right after you lost. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I'm not like I like her. I really do. But, like, is that justified? Like, is that the right time to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like right after you
Wait,
lost?
what you mean?
Because like
I be falling asleep early, so I ain't see the the Q&A after what she said.
it was basically like, I've been through a lot, we've been through a lot, like all the ridicule, like kind of the stuff
Excuses.
yeah, and it's like, you just played a great game, a hard fought game against a number one seed, the best player in NCAA. Angel Reese had a phenomenal game until she got fouled up, bro. She had 20 boards, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you
and
can't use excuses.
If it wasn't for her getting into like foul trouble, they probably could have won the game. You know what I'm saying? But why get into the excuse? Why get into like? I feel like I don't know.
Do you feel like it was an excuse, or do you feel like this was just the climax of the season? All of this passion, all of this effort, mind you, these are very, very young girls. The world knows you. It's a lot of pressure. So do you think that maybe, okay, it's over and she's just pouring out everything that she went through and is just kind of an exhale moment for her?
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I honestly didn't even think about it like that. We take that. Yeah, I like that. Because we would normally, and I say we as in, I guess,
the guy,
men,
would
take that as, nah, that's some excuse. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that's not the right way to go out, as they would say. But nah, that's definitely
y'all are taught from infantry to just push all of your feelings and emotions down. So yeah, different beings. Yeah,
I like that.
Time she can release it. Shit.
That's it. I like that too. I never really kind of thought of it like that. And like you said, there's me and Dom. We grew up playing ball. We played basketball. We played football. We were athletes. Since we could walk. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it was. And not saying taking feelings out of it, but I've been told, play with emotions, but don't be emotional. Like I've heard that.
Right.
I've kind of stuck to that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the focus needs to be there when you're playing. But this is post game. This is like you said, this is the end of her collegiate career. Maybe it just all came out. And it has been a lot for her to endure. Like,
yeah, and not just that. And I'm sorry not to cut you off, but you guys are kind of walking down an already beaten path. These girls, this is a whole new lane. They've never gotten this type of coverage before. So, I mean, she's going to experience things that no other player, man or woman, has experienced.
Yeah.
In the history, anyway.
Yeah, I like that. She's like a rock star, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
That's a fact. She definitely is.
I mean, when was the last, and take away Serena because she's the greatest athlete, female athlete we've ever seen, but that was on the professional ranks. College wise, I don't
Right.
remember a woman throughout my life of knowing sports in general. I don't remember a woman collegiate athlete that had the influence of both of them, not just Angel Reese's, Caitlin Clark. Like
Right.
the NBA players are comparing her to Steph, not like
Yeah.
the normies and the pundits, like NBA players. Luka Doncic said that's Steph. I was like, yo, this is
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Because Simone Biles didn't really blow up until Olympics, right?
right, and that's on a worldly scale.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is different too because, and I'm grading it from my perspective because I've never really been into women's basketball. But gymnastics, that gets a different type of coverage. The different sports, tennis, that gets a different type of coverage. So, we heard about Serena and Venus, but basketball. So I'm saying, I know these girls. Shoot, I know Juju. You know what I'm saying? That's a first.
Yeah.
That's a first from someone who never watched not just women's basketball, but college. Period. I know all these girls playing college ball. So they're doing something. They really doing something. And that's cool.
Yeah, I just looked at some Juju highlights yesterday. Juju's fire. She's fire. I really, for a freshman, she's fire. She's fire.
Bro, she's 6'3".
Yeah, and she moved too. She know how to move.
What?
She know how to move.
She's what, 19 years old?
That's crazy.
One of the best players in the world in basketball. The coach from UConn told her to leave. He was like, yo, go ahead, go to WNBA. Ain't gotta worry about you.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing you can learn here.
That's fire. Yeah, she's doing her thing.
Hey, Darnell, what does this mean for women's sports? Like, what does this mean, like, right now? I mean, when you think about the top athletes right now, like my thought goes to Caitlin Clark. That's my thought. Like, not LeBron, not Diggs, who just got, shifted over. I'm thinking of women's basketball right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, you want to ask me? I be on the spiritual tip, man. I'm like, man, the earthly consciousness is rising, man. It's opening, it's expanding. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're going into a different realm. Things are getting light that didn't get light before, and people who have been on pedestals for a long time are falling. It's just, I feel like 2024 especially is just a year of change and balance. So
that's a fact. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of interesting things are going to happen this year.
I like that a lot. So whatchamacallit, Juju, she was, I watched both games. I had my daughter actually that night and picked her up after practice, and we had watched both games.
On the couch, man. I really tried to watch
it. It was late, but then I saw Juju crying like right after the game, like, going in, and I got to say, because I think I've cried before after a game. I'm not sure.
I was saying before, like in general, I think I may have cried once.
But for me, I felt indifferent about seeing her crying. Like, and I've been there before. Like, I've been there at crushing ends of the season. I feel like the better you are, the more crushing it is. The later you lose. But for some reason, I was indifferent when I saw her. I was like, yo, tighten up, yo, go shake the other team hand. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. Like, both of y'all want to dehumanize these. It's very natural to have emotions and to allow them to come out as they are, especially whenever you're doing something you're very passionate about. And not just that, but I don't think you guys have experienced what it's like to have a love for something and be so driven, and you have a whole society saying, you're not good enough. Nobody watching that shit anyway. It's a different pressure on women's sports players than it is men. I think it's just so funny how y'all think it's so strange to actually have emotions for something that you're pouring everything you have into. Y'all weird.
Hey, but that has something to do with like not just like black versus white. It's like almost men versus women too here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like even though I'm watching, like I'm sitting there analyzing and kind of critiquing a little bit about post game interviews because I watch that type of stuff. Like when I
Okay,
watch
let me
the
ask you a
fight, I
question.
listen to what they say afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, are you analyzing as an athlete or are you analyzing as a man?
I think biasly both. Like I'm not that just I'm not saying I'm not open-minded because I am, but it's hard for me not to because I am a man and I'm an athlete. So I'm seeing it from my eyes. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And the thoughts that come up, like I think nothing but positive, but I have questions. I have,
What are your questions? Because are tears a weakness to you?
no, I don't think so at all. No, I'm thinking like, does this help their image? Can this be looked down upon when the WNBA looks at this? Because Caleb Williams, the consensus #1 overall draft pick from USC, this all-world quarterback, I know there's been some critique about him crying to his mother after one of the games. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'll be kind of processing information in my head, and of course, it's coming from a man's perspective. I might be a little biased, of course. I'm not a woman. I don't know how that is. But I think, does this help hurt them? Like, is this good for the image of this now business of a name that they've made for themselves because of how they've carried themselves on the court and off the court? So my mind just starts to work that way. You know what I mean?
So what exactly? Because so for everybody who didn't watch it, what exactly happened?
In terms of Juju?
Yeah.
No, Juju, like the game was over. It was close. Yo, that girl plays hard. She was doing everything she could, but then the game got away from him. Paige Beckers, she closed the game for UConn, and they're great overall with their team. And then they were shaking hands as you normally do after any competitive game. And Juju was like in her shirt crying, and like even like Paige kind of like tried to console her, and she just went in the locker room. And I was just like, yo, like keep it together, bro. Like until you get in the locker room.
Yeah, you would think that a team would maybe pass on her for that level of emotion, as if her skill level isn't insane. Her skill level overshadows tears. You don't agree?
No, I agree. I think it has like more to do with like more critique with a man doing it than a woman.
So
But right.
So was it the action of not giving sportsmanship after a loss, or was it the action of her crying?
Oh, I have no problem with her crying. I just feel like there's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying?
You want
like after games. What'd you say?
You want her to cry in the locker room.
I just feel like, being a competitor, there's a sportsmanship, there's a gamesmanship. Like when you're in between the white lines, as we say it on the football field, there's a way you conduct yourself. And then when you get in the locker room, there's another way that you conduct yourself. You're professional. Cameras are on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just thinking, like, I have nothing against it, but my mind just starts thinking.
Now about to come for you, boy. Go ahead, D.
Let me ask you a question. So when you watch baseball, and
I don't watch baseball. Just
okay, if you did, and you saw a frustrated player snap a bat over his leg, break it. What does that look like to you? You say, oh yeah.
It looks like Roy Rage to me. You talking about baseball, right?
Yeah.
Like Roy Rage to me.
Nah. I get where you coming from. D. It's not. So I don't agree with two things. One from each. So JC, I don't think there's a time and place for a person to express their emotions in a controllable setting. right? So if a person needs to cry, they crying, but as long as they're still giving the sportsmanship to that next person, to to that opponent, I feel like that's cool. Like you deal with your emotions, but don't not have that sportsmanship as well. Like when you're going through the walk-up line, you just walk away. You're not shaking nobody's hand. You're not congratulating the other team. Yeah, I feel like that is definitely like you. That is a not a bad image. Yeah, it's a bad image on your character because you can't control yourself. That's an uncontrollable. That's a person who gets into their emotions too much in a place where they can't control themselves. Um, D, it's not really that I disagree with you, but it's like I feel like there is a time and place to conduct yourself. And like I said, I don't think there's a time and place to put your emotions out, but there is a way that you do it as well, you know?
I think that men, y'all, see emotions as tears, but
not even. Not even.
yeah, but a basketball player gets frustrated, chucks the basketball into the crowd, or
Unnecessary.
is
That's
no,
unnecessary. Yeah. Yeah,
yes,
we agree with you on that.
unnecessary, but you're not even gonna give it another thought. And I feel like I've seen a male tennis player, throw his racket down. Frustration, that's emotion.
Facts.
But
Very much.
I feel like y'all only pay attention whenever it's tears. And I feel like that got to do with
Some genitals? Nah. Nah, but that's not
I feel like it has a lot to do with little boys being told, no, don't cry, you can't cry. I feel like y'all view tears as something wrong and it's innate, and like you're not even paying attention to the fact that you see emotion only with tears, but you won't even think about it when male athletes show their emotion through aggression.
I can't speak for nobody else, but I don't like none of that. I don't like all that, like the whole even whatever Odell when he's throwing his damn helmet, crying, doing all that unnecessary nonsense. That's a big ass baby. You can call it what you want. That's a big old baby. Ain't no need for you to catch attention like that. I feel like that's a little girl that's wanting some type of damn attention from her parents or for some dude that's just doing too much. So I don't only put that with tears. I put that with all types of emotion, whether that's anger, whether that's frustration. If you can't control, because the thing is, right, in the life of football, that can also be a penalty for us. You know what I mean? Like if you even in basketball too, if you can't control your emotions, you can get tech. You can get a tech. Draymond Green, right? Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Steph is getting tired of him, right? Everybody's seen that. Steph is getting tired of all that emotion. Like you are too emotional. Like the same thing that men will say to a female about crying, about being sad. Nah, there are men who are too emotional, way too emotional for me speaking. Like anger is an emotion, sadness, pittiness, like all of that is an emotion. If you can't control it, I feel like you can be a detrimental to your team because now we are always now have to worry about you hurting the team. Because if you do some type of emotional act and that hurts the team, you are selfish now at that point because you're only thinking about yourself. You know what I mean? So
and that's true. And I think the difference is that Juju's emotional reaction was post, and Draymond just be all in the middle. First quarter.
He's trying to get into the UFC somehow.
That's a fact.
You be throwing elbows and, and everything. Bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
This is the thing I was thinking because as Dom knows, when you're a professional, right, you have obligations. Like you contractually obligated to do certain things. One of them are post-game interviews, right? And going back to Juju, like I love her. Me and my daughter talk about her, and I've watched a couple of games with her now. I'm with you, Darnell. I haven't really watched women's basketball like at all, but because of these superstars, they got my attention, and I've been paying a lot more attention to them. Juju, even after the game in the interview, she couldn't talk. She was like crying the whole time. Like she has to do that interview. Like she can't turn that out on a professional level. If she would get up and walk away or, you know,
get fined,
show up, she's going to get fined. So these are like obligations. And like I said, there's a time and place for everything. When the camera's on you,
Yeah.
I feel like you have to compose yourself because that is part of sports. Yes, you that's why
it's a role model too. It's not just sports. It's being a role model for the people that's watching that. Because the next little kid, and I'm cutting you off, I apologize, but it's for that next kid that's watching that show. You know what I mean? Like some kids can't control that the way the person that's actually doing it. So I definitely agree with you on that.
I understand what y'all saying. I feel like we're not understanding that. Come on, technically, these are kids.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? These are kids, and I feel like because they have so much light on them right now, y'all are low-key comparing them to like heavy hitting athletes who have been in the game for a long time. I feel like just give her a little time and she'll get some emotional regulation going. But I do feel like you can't compare them. Like they are kids. Give her a little time. She'll figure it out.
Give her some grace. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing my observations out there, guys. Darnell, you know, I got a daughter, and I try to analyze, you know, women in general, and all age groups. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to have a better understanding when I'm speaking to my hormonal 12-year-old that's super emotional. You know what I mean? I was trying to get a little bit of different perspective, maybe the other side of that from the woman's perspective.
Right.
You know, me and Dom, we grew up around men. You know, when we were young, and we're all boys and all playing sports, and the toughest always won. You know, the guy that kept his composure always won. And it's not the same thing in women's sports. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be emotional and have a tremendous amount of success. And I don't think it should be ridiculed. And I'm not ridiculing anybody. I'm bringing it up because I think there's something near in terms of expressing your emotions as a woman versus expressing your emotions as a man. Like I said, Caleb Williams he's been getting heavily criticized for crying post game. And not to say that the girls aren't getting criticized, but it might hurt this kid in terms of the draft and where he might land. Not where he land. He's going to go number one. He's might not be the best example, but it might be an indicator on his potential to have success in the league. And I'm not saying that's the case, but there's arguments out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
We just gotta
wise and shit and still going up.
We gotta give him some grace. What do
you think? And I know Darnell, you might not know like exactly what's going on in terms of the draft, but the USC quarterback Caleb Williams is like all world. He can make all the throws, but he turned down a couple things. He didn't work out at the combine. I don't think he did interviews at the combine, which is like that. I never heard that before. Of course, he made a lot of money in college with the NIL stuff.
Yeah.
This is like a new age athlete. And you can even talk about the women and in men's too. Like this is like me and Don, we didn't have none of this stuff in college.
Yeah.
I was still hustling. I mean, we knew what was gonna happen, right? We were the stepping stones to make sure that happened. You know, that's how life cycle goes. But it's definitely a new age athlete, and they have more power in their hands than when we did. You know what I mean? They definitely have more power, and I'm glad that they're using this power, and I'm glad that they're changing things up. So him not doing the interviews, him not taking his own working out at his own combine, he's creating something. He's creating a whole new path, and I think that's great for the players, not for the coaches, but for the players. You know.
I think too that it could be that I feel like it's a slippery slope though. Like it could be a good thing or a bad thing because you know getting that kind of money whenever you're not ready for it, and getting this different kind of light on you, it might mess with your head and make you think, oh, you made it already, and you don't have to really abide by the steps that everybody else had to get to the next level. So
it's
you know, they gotta be careful with that.
My bad, D. I mean cut you off. Like Don played at the University of Florida, right? You want a chip there?
Nope.
You were at a premier, organization.
We went to the Sugar Bowl. We should have went to the chip, but
Premier
we had 6 intos. I know I'm blabbing mouthing right now because I'm tight about this game. We had 6 intos and 6 turnovers. How did that happen? Yes, in one game.
Who y'all was playing against?
Georgia. Our only loss of the season. I was sick.
Oh,
Go ahead, my bad.
Good. I didn't know that though.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought that up because being an athlete at a premier college like Florida, and even a Big Ten school like Wisconsin that I went to, we were not in the like focal limelight, but we had attention. We played on television, and we were still amateur athletes though, right?
Mm-hmm.
We weren't getting paid for it. Now, like these kids are coming into college at 18 years old. They're in the limelight, but then also now they're getting money. 2 things that they never got before. And I'm saying that now because I know some high school kids are getting paid, but that's just starting. That wasn't there before. And it's like y'all said about Caitlin and Angel Reese, how they're doing things and they're traveling down an unpaved road for these kids too, the boys as well. It's like a collective thing for these athletes. Yeah. And my thing is with Caitlin and Angel Reese and the Caleb Williams of the world, what's sports going to look like in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a money pit. It's going to be a straight money pit.
And when money's involved, that's when the snakes come out. That's when the stuff come out.
It's definitely going to get crazy, especially with the social media that's going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of controversy, about my man P. Diddy and what's going on.
How you slide?
Yeah. Ooh, you talking about stuff.
A new sport.
Yeah, he creating a whole new sport, all right. He created a whole, according to everybody, boy, he had a nice little sport going on in the after parties.
Have y'all ever gone to any other parties?
Oh no.
Nah.
Not that we was invited either, Dom. Let's be real.
I'm glad though. Look, I'm glad.
I've been to a few of the house parties here in Miami, but I never stayed for the late night. I didn't even know that was well, you hear things, but I don't know. Like I've been to the New Year's Eve party a couple of times, but I'd be out like after like 12:30 or something like that. I head home, so I never saw any of like the chaos.
But you heard some of the chaos, though.
Yeah, you had to hear.
I ain't gonna lie. I never really heard stories like that, except for like what's online and stuff. But I don't know anybody who had like a crazy story about him in particular.
I felt like that was a little open right there.
I can't scare y'all because I feel like I'm getting baited.
That was a little open right there. Left a little open. Come on, you gotta finish that one.
I mean,
you don't gotta put no names out there.
There was one experience I had, but it wasn't with him, but it was at his house. It was with a different person who, he's in the music industry or whatever. And this was like right after the WAG show came out, and I was never outside here in Miami. Like I was in the house, I was a little green, probably like looking back on it now, because that was like 7 or 8 years ago or whatever. And somebody hit me up in the DMs like on some cool homeboy shit. Like, oh, you so cool. Like I watched the show, man. Like you should come over to the crib. We're gonna have a small little get together or whatever. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Is it okay if I bring my best friend? He was like, yeah, cool. Bring your friend. I was like, he's a guy. Is that okay? And he was like, yeah, that's straight. Y'all come through. So
ain't straight.
I have no guards up, bro. So I'm like, oh yeah, shit. come on, Skylar. Skylar's sitting right here hanging out with me now. Like, come on, Sky. Like, yeah, let's go. They're having a little get together or whatever. So we get there, and it's no cars or nothing outside. And the guy in question is just sitting in the back, getting an IV, and got on the robe. Diddy's right there in the kitchen. He got on a robe too. But
hold on. So you said there was 2 men, no cars.
Yeah, but I don't feel
a robe. What time of the day was this? What time of the day was this?
Oh Lord, what are you walking into?
I know. I feel like I want to stop.
No. You gotta keep going.
Scott, by what time you think that was? We got there. It was definitely daylight. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, because it was dark when we left. So I'm told. So daylight, we get there. We in the back. He fixed me and Sky a drink. We just sitting around.
Who did?
Not Diddy. The
other guy.
The artist.
Yeah.
That's the artist.
Yeah, we gotta call him the other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah. So he fixed me and Sky a drink. He goes right there into the kitchen, fixes us a drink, comes back. We just sitting there chopping it up or whatever. So before we went back there, there's another little small house in the front, and we went in there because the barber was in there. This barber that me and Sky know, we real cool with him. So, we know he in there. Skylar goes to go chop it up with him. I'm hungry. I was about to say his name. The artist say, hey, the chef said the food's ready. You want a plate? Hell yeah, I want a plate. I'm hungry. So cool. We go up in there, make the plate, whatever. He like, come on, let's go eat over here. Cool. Got my drink, got my food.
Your boy eating too?
Nah, he's over there talking with the.
No, he didn't eat. He was still
with the barber.
Yeah, talking to the barber. And the kids, where's that? Because who was getting their haircut? Yeah, they was, yeah. So anyway, so we go around the corner and we go up the stairs. Now, I had been to the house a couple of times, but I'd never been upstairs or anywhere. I'd only gone in to go to the bathroom before. So I don't know the layout of the house. We go up to the stairs. He said, come on. We go into a room. It's a bedroom.
To go eat, huh? Okay.
To go eat. So hear me out. Okay, so now my little tingles is coming on. I'm like, Okay, so you walk into the room. It's a bed right here to the left. So I walk in. There's probably like a 2-foot gap between the wall and the bed, all the way to the far left. So I go around the bed, kneel on the floor, put my plate on the bed, and start killing the food. Like,
your ass was hungry.
Like, I know I got the tingles going, but bitch,
I need to get this food, bro. I just get this food.
You know it's gonna be good. So I'm killing the plate. The TV on. He sits on the bed, on the right side of the bed, on the part of the bed that's right there whenever you walk into the room. I'm down, killing it. He laughing at something on the TV. I look up every now and then. Now that I'm saying, it's a very weird situation, but I'm in this food, killing the food. So I hear him put his plate down. So I glance up a little bit and he's saying something. I don't really remember what he was saying, but all I know is he stood up, fucking his food up. I look up.
Took off that robe.
The dick is out fully. He's stroking it. I'm still taking bites.
Oh, he was trying to give you
taking bites, looking at the dick, huh?
Early.
What?
He was trying to give you dessert early.
Yep.
That wasn't on the chef's menu. The chef only made it. I don't want it. I'm eating, looking at the dick, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm so thrown off because never once, and we had exchanged numbers in the DMs like before the party and stuff. Straight homeboy vibes, no type of, you know, and I was green as far as like the scene and like the Miami scene and all that, but I've been around men my whole life. Like there were no vibes there. There was no, like he's not even somebody, you know, I would be attracted to like that. Like he was, but I don't want to say that, give it away. But so anyway, I'm eating. The dick is there, and he's stroking it, and I'm really confused, and I start feeling a little weird. Now, y'all know me. I'm 5'9". I'm a big girl, and I'm country. I know how to drink. I know how to drink. I've been drinking a very long time. I'm one drink in at this point. So let me just say, I picked up my plate and I hurry up, went around the bed, but I'm like playing it cool, like, you so wild, are you crazy, whatever. Walked straight past them. I hit the door and I took off for Skylar. I took off. I ran down them stairs, left the plate in the kitchen, and ran around the corner and went into the small house where Skylar was. Let me just say, by the time we left, Skylar says that I thought that the security guard was my dad. Like I was yelling and screaming. I was out of my mind.
That's crazy.
Like completely out of it.
Damn, that's
and so whenever I was reading like some of the documents and the reports and stuff like that coming out, and one of them I saw that, you know, there are cameras in every room, there, you know, cameras all over the place. All I could think is that somewhere out there was a video of me fucking up a plate and somebody across the room is standing there like,
oh snap.
That's funny.
That's all I'm saying.
That's comedy. That's comedy.
Oh,
that's crazy.
And you know what? And I'm saying it because it's my story. And I was real messed up about it for a while. I'm the type of person who I could find a laugh in pretty much anything. And I definitely like to get over my trauma with some jokes and stuff like that. You know, it's no laughing matter what has happened to anyone who you know
went through that. That's a fact.
Yeah, that it went down with. But
is there any correspondence after that with
yes,
the other guy?
He texted me the next day and was like, because I woke up the next day, I could not move. There was this pain in my head. I've never felt this pain in my life. I was so done. He texted the next day and was like,
wait. What do you mean?
I had a pain in my head. It wasn't a headache.
Type of pain?
I can't explain it. I've never felt this. It was just a sharp pain in my head that I could not get rid of. So I was out for the whole day. But I did get a text message the next day that was like, man, you crazy as hell, man. That was wild as hell. You was out there screaming and hollering and stuff. And hey, what y'all doing today? You wanna come back by the house?
Oh, he tried it. Yo.
I ain't say nothing. I blocked.
Yeah, he just didn't get the message. He was one of those. I
think it was like I think it was like, oh dang, like it was kind of like it was kind of like a hunt. Damn, I thought I was gonna
got it.
Big girl. Yeah. He ain't put enough in there to take me down. I'm like a horse.
That's crazy.
No way.
Damn.
So, but yeah, so I blocked it.
Was that the first and only time that ever happened to you?
Yeah. yeah, that.
I'm sorry that you had to go
That
through
type
that.
of getting, you know.
I got
Yeah.
so many questions, yo. Like,
Ask.
like, so you have one drink?
No, no, I didn't have one drink. Well, because whenever I got to Skylar back up in there, then I poured another drink while I was sitting down with him, telling him. Now, mind you, yeah, I feel funny, but it's like adrenaline. I'm already drinking this one drink.
So you
I'm
didn't
not
think too
really
much of it.
understanding. Yeah, so I had another drink because they had a bottle in the house up in there. So I was sitting there telling Skylar, like, you will never believe what just happened up in there. You know.
Damn.
Oh, like, yo, what?
Yeah, that joint is
I
crazy.
just told them it was just unbelievable. I
I know.
think that had I felt like I put myself in a situation, I don't know, I think I felt comfortable. I felt comfortable, and the way it was just so chill about everything. Oh yeah, you can bring your best friend. Oh, he a dude. Oh yeah, that's nothing. So my thought is like, damn,
He just really the
what
homie.
happened? Like,
Yeah.
you really don't care. Like, eventually my friend was gonna come look for it.
Looking. Yeah.
I really don't understand what the plan was. But again, I feel like, it was like that hunt. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, he had a plan that shit just
yeah.
didn't bring. Like you said, you're a horse. You need a bigger tranquilizer.
Yeah, man. Put a little bit more on that thing. But you know what's so crazy though? Like I was reading about something like on one of the blogs and stuff, and I'm seeing women comment under there, why would a rich and famous man, an attractive, rich, famous man, why would he have to do that? Like, I'll never believe that. And it blows my mind, because some people just, they don't want to put the work in. It felt like, oh, you just want to hit as many, as he can. And I was really, in the light at that point, and I was just another
Yeah,
target.
number. So that's, and this is one thing that I know. Well, this is my opinion, but a lot of these cats that be, because it's the first time I ever seen like that whole aggressiveness with women is honestly when I went to Florida and I seen it in the South.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I seen dudes grabbing at girls in the clubs, taking them, like they not want to talk, they still grabbing at them. And from where I'm from, that's like a girl clapping. Like she'll
Yeah,
punch you dead in your mouth, like she's not giving you no extra try. So it was real weird to me. Then
Yeah.
obviously going through life, I'm an analyzer. So I had to realize like a lot of these cats became him because of the money, but they still have those tendencies of being who they were before the money, which was they didn't get the woman, they
Yeah.
didn't have friends, they
Yeah.
were cornballs.
Yeah.
In reality, they still don't get women. The
Right.
money get them. They
Yeah.
still cornballs.
Yeah.
but bigger.
Yeah, but bigger cornballs.
Yes.
And now they still don't got friends. They got people who want to take their bread, who's yes
Right.
men around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
man.
it just heightens who they falsely think they are. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
kind
And
of
that's
like a recipe for a predator.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's definitely, I hate that females have to go through that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I hate that females definitely have to go through that.
I'm gonna share another little something. So I have a really good friend, a male friend, who is also in the industry. We have been friends for I don't know, maybe almost 20 years now. So I shared this incident with him, just because same industry. And he looked at me in the weirdest way and just shared that one of his good female friends with the same person
Damn,
actually got. And
damn.
and that's, that
And
shit
that,
not funny. It's really real.
Yeah.
in that situation, if you know any details.
And she's also in the industry. I don't know if I
Was it the same thing as in like he tried to drug her?
yeah, same thing. Yeah,
Really?
she had a drink and yeah.
She wake up to a different
Yep.
setting.
Yep.
Yo, you understand that you was in the house of a super villain, right? Like a super villain. Like this dude that we talk about,
Yeah.
not he's the side.
Right.
He's the sidekick to
Yeah.
the super villain in the villain like layer. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and now that I see it now, like what's happening, and like I don't know if I told you, Dom, I was just watching Surviving Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the track record and the stuff that's happened from the 90s, fam. Like this dude's a super villain, bro.
Is that the actual name of that? Is there
Yes.
and where did you watch this?
On YouTube. They got like 4 or 5 million views in like 4 months. But
It's been out for 4 months.
Picking up more now, given what's going on with the Diddy stuff.
Oh yeah.
But like, yo, listen, I don't know what it is and what's going on with, like, I think Diddy's situation was a little interesting in terms of at least what they were saying in Surviving Diddy. Like he was groomed, the person that groomed him kind of was groomed as well.
Yep.
But
It's a cycle.
I don't know if you remember the name Darren Sharper.
Yep.
Yep.
And
that's like, a perfect example. Handsome man, money, perfect example.
But it's so crazy because like he was my teammate down in New Orleans.
Oh wow!
We don't say his name. No one does. Like like he's been erased from like everything. Like,
wow, what happened?
What? You don't know what happened?
Nah, what happened?
Man, bro, he was a serial rapist, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Like he's in prison right now, bro. Yeah. And it's crazy because, bro, this dude dated Gabrielle Union. When the news came out, my mother and like a couple other people called me and used this term to describe this dude. They said, I don't know, I don't understand. Something along those lines. He's gorgeous. That's what they said. They used that word for this man. It's a good-looking dude, bro, that was drugging women, fam.
That's crazy.
Like, yo, these women, all of these women, they similar stories, and they were waking up with him on top of them, bro, having sex with them, bro. Like, and he's a guy, he's a like all pro. My rookie year when we won a Super Bowl, he had like 10 receptions, bro. Like he was a dog. I looked up to this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like at least from the example that I saw.
Yeah, on the football field, yeah.
Dude, bro.
And you didn't have no inkling, no weird vibes around him ever?
One bit, not one bit. He was cool to me.
Millions.
Cool as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like that is something that's like something different. You know, these dudes are like real like predators, like but on another level, not like I want to see how many women I can get. That's a whole nother thing when you're like can get any woman and you decide to drug them and like is that a control power thing? Like
it's definitely control.
Control power, yeah.
Yeah, this thing is coming out all over because y'all seen Quiet on Set.
I did, yeah.
That's Nickelodeon. So all that back then, Dan Schneider, all of them, like there was a whole bunch of child molestations, there was rape, Drake and Josh, like all of this stuff is coming out. It's crazy, like what the amount, especially after this Diddy stuff. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a whole lot more top guys that you're gonna be hearing about some crazy nonsense.
Bro, Cat Williams said it.
Yep.
2024, everybody's getting exposed. We a quarter way into the year. It's seeming like he's right on point.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is so sad whenever I'm like reading the blogs and I see comments where like, nah, people just jumping on the train. Why everybody wanna say something now? Why wait 20 something years? And so that can't be true. And it drives me crazy, bro. But
Yeah.
I think that the world is finally listening. And that's why you have decades and decades of women making reports against men in high power and nothing happening. But with this new era that we're in with social media, we're talking to each other.
Yeah.
They're getting light that would never get light before. You can't stop it. It's not media coverage. It's not like, oh, let me call the news station because so-and-so did this to me and I want the world to hear. No, because the higher ups at the news station are gonna block it because they're
before it gets anywhere.
So yeah, but social media, you can't stop it. You can't
Yep.
stop people from telling their stories. And then when you start hearing 15, 20 different stories about the same person, you start paying attention. And then when you hear certain stories and you can feel the credibility, like you're watching someone tell their story and you like, damn, like I wasn't there, but I believe everything she just said.
Yeah.
You just start sparking, people can hear now. And that's what I feel like is going on. And as far as waiting a certain amount of time, you can't tell somebody when they're ready to
face their trauma
on what happened to them, because I mean, there's so much trauma that gets buried under because we don't even have the tools yet to process it. And I know that personally. So, there is no time limit. And I think it's amazing that people can tell their story now and actually get some justice.
Results. Yeah. I definitely agree.
Where Diddy at right now?
Me no know.
Yo, they were talking about he in the Bahamas. He went to Antigua.
He all over.
That dude was at Top Golf in Miami, bro. Just
That's
chilling.
a fact. Yep, I just seen that.
Was that when he was with Stevie J?
Yep.
Yeah, and his daughters.
Hey man, I would pay to see Stevie J and 50 fight.
Yeah,
I would too.
Ooh, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. I would too.
50 can't lose. When I say he can't lose, like
50.
If Stevie J is like, he gay or whatever the allegations is, 50 Cent, you're a New York cat. You can't lose.
Wait, you just say Stevie was gay?
I mean,
do y'all think that stuff is real?
What?
Stevie, the names that came out so far: Stevie, Meek Mill, even the whole having Daphne as a sex slave, because that also came out, and that's why 50.
It was a sex worker for her.
Sex worker.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
There's some truth.
Truth too. That's what I'm saying. Like for something to come out, you can't just take it from God knows where and just
like as far as like Meek or like Stevie and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Shit, I believe they all suspects.
But I feel like I feel like I'm confused about the sex worker part, because were they labeling them sex workers because he was sending them a certain amount of money every month and then they just have to come and fly to him and have sex?
So from what I understand, and this is very I guess normal in that society, is that you have your lady, whoever you call your lady, you have a group of guys that come over. These group of guys are money guys who do business. That group of guys are gifted, right, this lady as a reward. From this reward, this lady lives a certain lifestyle. From what I understand, this is how this goes.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that.
Yeah.
I don't know either. Shit.
So I don't.
Miami, city.
Yeah, I had to move up out of there. That's why I ain't there.
Miami either. Shit.
Yeah, I ain't there.
It's some crazy. I mean, people into some crazy kinky shit. You really can't put nothing past nobody. I know. I hate to label, if I haven't seen it firsthand or got it from, somebody I know for real.
I feel you on
Let
that.
me the old you said this Darnell, you said he was giving you straight like friend vibes. Ain't no man slipping into your DM trying to be your friend, sis. Okay.
Bro, I know.
I know Sky told you that too. I know he let you
No,
know
but,
that. Piece.
huh?
I know your boy Sky told you that too.
No, but my dad did. Yeah, my dad, like, that nigga ain't trying to be your friend. No, but no, okay, so let me clarify what I mean by that. You know how dudes are, certain dudes are come straight forward and be like, hey, I'm interested in you, whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm saying he came at me on a friend vibe, as in it would be cool if we could kick it and stuff like that. Maybe later on down the line, maybe he might start switching up and I could see, oh, this nigga kind of into me. I ain't into him. So let me pull back, whatever, whatever. I'm just saying he came at me in a way to where my guard was down, even though it shouldn't have been. But I still felt real cool because it's like, yeah, you can bring your male homeboy. So, I'm just not thinking. I'm not thinking nothing of it. Lesson learned.
He almost caught you lacking. Okay.
Almost
Caught you lacking.
Man, hey, you know what? That food probably saved me too.
That's
like,
a fact. That's a fact.
He shouldn't have told me the chef had finished yet. Just say, hey, let me show you something up here real quick. The chef will be done in like 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. But so I'm saying it's somewhere in them archives, bro.
Smashing. On the floor, too. You were sitting on the floor eating on the bed.
I was kneeling on the floor between the wall behind me and the bed. I'm kneeling just in it. Like, so I ain't trying to be cute at all. So it ain't no type of vibe like that. We could scarfing like prison. I probably had my thumb on the spoon and everything. Like I'm not interested, like not even thinking. So yeah, I was not I was not expecting to look up at a one-eyed snake. But
yeah, I'll one-eyed snake.
I was not expecting.
Well, yeah, I feel sorry for y'all because that's very traumatic moments that y'all consistently always go through. Beautiful women, it sucks nowadays because, like you said, they have and they try any which way to catch y'all, and then that honestly ruins it for the next guy who's not that type of person. You know what I mean? Like that puts y'all in traumatic states. So it's like dealing with that trauma, and I'm glad that you're able to joke about it now. But that is a serious thing that women have to go through nowadays.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And D, I want to ask you a serious question because I'm pretty sure you get DMs from guys all the time inviting you to hang out or to kick it or to come to this club, come to my party, whatever the case is. Why'd you accept that one?
I think because I had been in a relationship for 5 years. I had been inside, hadn't dated anyone or really been a part of Miami life. Is not a lot of people out here that come to Miami and are just in the house, like literally move to Miami and be in the house all the time. So, with the show going and just kind of in that just that kind of
environment
vibe where I'm networking, I'm meeting people, and I'm feeling like, oh look, I'm in the industry now, stupid shit. Hard lesson.
Yes, lesson to be learned. Lesson definitely be learned. Lesson definitely be learned. I mean,
I don't want no friends. He hit me up, be my friend.
It gotta happen organically.
Yeah, I know. Try to feed me and trick me. Nigga reel me in with a plate.
Get him. Yo, so I think, as time permits, something, recently happened in the news. Somebody that I know that played football He had a 10-year career. Vontae Davis was found motionless in his house, and he had passed away. And Dom, I feel like as these years go on, man, like more and more people that I've known and came across in this walk of life of football are passing away at very disturbing ages, bro. You know what I'm saying? 36, 32, like, and what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like the CTE stuff, with Aaron Hernandez after all of that stuff happened, and it was proven that like basically we all got CTE.
Exactly.
What is on with this CTE post football? These guys dying before 40 of unnatural causes. Like, what is all of this going on, bro? Like, I'm like a little nervous, what I'm saying, about this situation, bro.
No, it's definitely real, bro. It's definitely real. Speaking on that, well, obviously rest in peace for Vontae, and condolences sent to his family. I just had recently one of my close friends pass away in the beginning of January. Found himself in the bed dead. You know what I mean? He left 2 kids behind. Had nothing to do with drugging himself or anything like that. But we all think it was a broken heart just from what he was going through. We see this a lot. A lot of cats come out the league. They don't know who they are, right? The football has been their identity, has been their relationship, and has been their spirit. So once football is done, I won't say their spirit is done, but they just confused. And when you get confused, you start trying new things, putting yourself in bad situations, not talking about what's going on. Because while we're playing, right, we're able to exert that emotion out physically. We can't do that no more in the real world. You know what I mean? So what happens to that emotion doesn't just go away. It bottles up and it creates a whole nother being. And I think that's one of the things that we're not really understanding, and the people who are supposed to be of help to these guys ain't understanding as well, because they just thinking about depression, they just thinking about anxiety, they thinking about CTE, but it's really like, how do you walk this person through a new life? You know what I mean? You just threw this person, you caged this person up for so long, gave him food a certain time, told him when to go fight, told him when to go eat. Like, you gave this person life, right? Not to sit there and down what we do, but like, we were given a certain life and we took that life. And with that life came consequences. It also came rewards. All of that gets taken away just like that. It's not no, I'm gonna work into it, or I'm gonna slowly build myself up. Nah, it's just like that. What do you expect? What happens? You know what I mean? That's rehab. People go into shock. People, like, this is all a part of life that we're not dealing with when we get out the league. And this is the results that are happening. People start to go crazy. They try to look for things that's going to stimulate them, because football stimulated us. So drugs is the next thing. Crazy sports is the next thing. It's not working on ourselves and understanding who we are as people and what our purpose is in life that makes us get up every day. And unfortunately, it comes to, for some of us, it's easier not to wake up, and those thoughts go through your mind. And I'm not gonna lie, shit, that at some point in my life, I had those thoughts too. You know what I mean? Like, while making money. So money ain't it. It's all the other stuff that's going on.
Nervous,
that's
bro.
such a good perspective. I hadn't thought about it that way.
It's it's a scary thought, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Vontae was in my draft class. Me and him the same age. Vincent Jackson, a few years ago, he was my former teammate. Like, these names, I feel like they coming around a little bit too frequently. They're so young, and it's been hitting close to home.
Mm-hmm.
I have similar stories to these guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a scary thought, and what could happen in the future. Remember the guy from the Kansas City Chiefs?
Killed himself.
Yeah, he took his wife's life and then killed himself.
Yeah.
He was young too. He was low 30s, if I'm not mistaken, if not high 20s. Like, he was super young. It's a scary thought, man. My condolences go out to Vontae, to Vernon, and their family and everything they're going through, man. And it's man, you gotta love on your loved ones, man, while they still here.
Yeah, because you never know. You never know.
Hey, have you guys gotten scammed?
For what?
CTE.
You can't. There's no test
Yeah.
till post-mortem.
Yeah, that's where after you
I
die, then
thought that there was something, some type of scan, some type of test to see at least.
like they could see what damage has done to your brain, but to get deeply, they need to open up your brain. That's why, like a lot of these NFL players, after they die, they'll donate their brain to the hospital Boston to get scanned.
I remember that. I thought they were just doing it because they hadn't done it while still
Living, yeah,
living. Dang.
yeah,
I wish
it's a
they did
lot.
that before they.
I mean, I just say we all got it.
Yeah, we do. And that's, but bro, that's anybody that's working in construction workers. I own my own construction company. I guarantee you, everybody, all our employees have CTE. They all around loud noises. They all do consistent thing that's moving their brain. You know
So
what I
loud
mean?
noises do it too. I thought it was.
If you holding a drill, if
Oh,
you holding a big
yeah.
drill, you know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you, yeah, it's a lot that shakes your brain up. It's a lot, but it's just like we're not dealing with the problem. We're not dealing with ourselves and our problems, you know.
What you think could be done, bro?
Help, bro. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. Everybody needs to be vulnerable. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I say this is like the first year where I'm okay sitting there telling my wife, yo, you hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Rather than bottling up, going to take it out on somebody else, going to take it out on something else. Um, like when I'm going through something, I'm okay with coming home. I didn't have a good day because of this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's getting to me, I'm okay with taking a little drive and crying and going to talk about it. You know, like all those things I wasn't okay with, I'm okay with now. And that, like, I don't know about you, JC, but I know when I get to angry mode, like I can feel my body change. Like I can feel my body getting hot, my back of my head getting hot. Like all these things happening to me that make me want to do something. I understand what that feels like, and I don't want to feel like that. And those are the things that hold on to the back of my chest. You know what I mean? It's that stress, and you got to let that go.
So, is it solely therapy that got you to the place where you can now communicate your feelings?
It yes and no. It was therapy, but it was also me realizing what I've done to people and how I made people feel. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely because I just have I'm a very direct person. So your feelings might get hurt, your feelings might not get hurt, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. And that's not okay for everybody, you know. And the one thing that I live by for so long was you treat somebody how you want to be treated. No, you can't do that in life. Because the way you want to be treated ain't the way that you, Darnell, you want to be treated. You know what I mean? Like I gotta understand who you are and how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? And I would expect, or I would try to help the person that's across from me do the same thing for me. But people get so caught up in, nah, they treating me bad. No, I am treating you right because this is how I want to be treated. But I'm not you. You know?
And that there, like the accountability and then that realization of treating people the way they want to be treated versus how you want to be treated, did that come from therapy?
Yes and no, came from life situations. Seeing and it was really, I'm not gonna lie, it was really like my father, my sister, and my stepmother. I remember one time they had told me I made them feel a certain way. And it was just like in the back of my head for so long, I kept telling them, no, I didn't. Like I would have treated you the same way I treated myself for so long. You know what I mean? And then like I had to really realize it. One day we was just all talking and they said this to me and I'm like, damn, I ain't treat you the way you want to be treated. I was perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So it was just like different situations and people telling me how they feel, or I'm seeing the way people act, because I was always aware of people's actions and how they move. So being able to ask those questions and hearing them out.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So it's
awesome. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it definitely takes like a lot of weight off your back and a lot of stress, bro. Because like I'm seeing like my homeboy that died going through the same exact thing, same
Yeah.
exact thing. Kids were taken away from me for months. I couldn't see my kids. Going through court, hundreds of thousands of dollars on court on lawyer fees, and I still don't, and I'm still not done. Um, just life, you know what I mean? Life is coming with life, so it's just like,
You laughing, bro.
yeah, life be life, and you feel me? So it's just like seeing it from I'm in what they in, but I have a whole different agenda on my everyday. Like I every day I'm trying to better myself. You know what I mean?
Now I'm proud of you because so many people go to their grave with no self-awareness, no
That's a fact.
spiritual awareness, and it just like only outwardly judging and never seeing what they're doing.
Yeah, that's
And
a
it's
fact.
hard. It's hard to get to that place because I've had to do the same thing. You got to go through a lot of shit over and over and over
Yeah.
again. So you're like, hey, wait a minute. It's me.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
the problem.
Yeah.
God damn, I could have saved myself so much heartache if, I would have woke up sooner, but,
But that's part of life.
that's just life. Yeah.
That's a part of life.
It's something that I was just thinking about as we were discussing all of this, and it's like a lot of these guys that we're talking about, like they've accomplished so much in their life, they've conquered and knocked down so many doors, but it's almost like they failed themselves at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, and when I say failed themselves, I'm thinking about all the people that like took their own lives, not
Yep.
not the people that died. I'm talking about the people that like I feel like that's like calling it quits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we
Wait, what?
like people that take their own life. And I'm thinking about the athletes that's done that, like the guys that had the CTE, the guys that after post mortem they died, they was diagnosed with CTE and they took their own life, and it's like they've overcame so many things in their life from since they were children. You know what I'm saying? And then I think it's something to what Don was saying, as they get taken out of the element that they've been in for so long, and they're in like a different type of world now, where it's not the same as conquering and overcoming adversity and different things, and it's a I think it's like a different person that's there that exists now. You know what I'm saying? Because when guys are playing, like you don't hear about too many guys, athletes in general, especially the football players that we've been discussing, like active players. It's always like uh, post playing days. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And to Dom's point, me being retired too, it is a different life and it is a different situation to where we're not scheduled like we used to be. Everything's not put in front of us. We're not getting fed 2 or 3 meals a day by a team that pays us millions of dollars, and it's like they're stuck in this thing. But like everything that they've overcame, it's like they can't overcome that, and they ended up, being a victim to, and I don't want to say the word, but taking their own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that scares me. You know,
Yeah. Nah.
that makes me very nervous for my peers. People that I've known for years, and it's like, who do I check up on? You know what I mean? Like, eh, what is the sign? Is it something that I can see to help out this? I feel like a problem that's been hitting us very close to home. You know what I mean?
So I feel like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like our life is more of a shadow, right? The life that we live when we're playing in league is a shadow, because it's like, right, we're taught to not bring what we deal with at home to work. And majority of the time, most of our problems is at home, but our work is good. And this is what I had to figure out for myself too. How am I going to work every day knowing I'm hurting my wife, I'm hurting my kids, and I'm not giving my all to them? You know what I mean? Because essentially that we're not when we're doing the things that we're doing, regardless if it's infidelity, regardless if it's communication, like we're not working as hard as we do in the on the field or in the weight room or in the study room that we should be doing with our wife, with our kids. We're not we're not having these camaraderies meetings with our family, but we're doing it with our teammates. All the things that we're doing to work on to become great champions on the field, we're not becoming great champions at home. And that's that. When I say and think back to what I just said as a shadow, anytime that we have to deal with our problem at home, it becomes a shadow to what we're dealing with on the field. Because that's more important, because that's what brings in the money. That's what keeps our life going. That's what makes everybody so-called happy. But once that's gone, you got to deal with yourself 24 hours now. You don't have no excuse on, oh, I'm not dealing with this at home, or your wife not calling you because you did something. You know what I mean? I don't. You don't have that excuse that, oh, I'm hurt, I can't get up and do this for my kids, or I can't do something. Like the league doesn't allow you to work on. The league has worked us so much to hyper focus on this, but for so many years, and then when we're done with this, then we can focus on our wife. Nah, hell, that's not life.
Yeah,
That's not life. You know what I mean? And then we get caught in that that misfire of, oh damn, all these years I've been working on this. Now I'm trying to work on this, but those people already far past hurt. They're
yeah,
not there with you no more. And then now your whole world comes crushing down, because damn, now I'm able to actually work on my wife. I can see myself wanting to be with her, but nah, it's too late.
yeah. The damage. It's
You
too
know
much
what I mean?
for
Yeah. So,
that. Yeah,
and that damage hits us like that,
right.
because for us, it's just like, now I'm happy. Now I can do this. But those people, they've been hurt.
Miserable, kind of supporting you all this time, and they're tired. They don't have anything left to give, and now you're starting at zero. And now it's time for me to learn the tools to be a productive part of this family unit. And it's like, well, I gotta like, you starting at kindergarten, I gotta teach
Exactly.
you all the way. Like, I don't have nothing left to give you. I
Forgive.
can't coach you to senior year now.
Yeah,
I've been fighting all this time.
that's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a
that's a
fact.
really good point, Diamond. It's a really good point that you guys are not harnessing any life skill tools, and it is just hyper focused on tools for the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's, and
like,
to end. Yeah,
dropped
go
off
ahead.
the cliff. Like, yeah, like, all right, well, you off now. Go figure it out. And they have no idea how to navigate life now. So
Hmm.
yeah, so Jay, when you say like, yeah, they quit, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think quit is the right word.
I don't think it's the right word either. Have you ever felt suicidal before, Jay? Yeah. See, I have, and it's
I'm tired.
not a choice. It's not like a something that you feel like you can swim out of. It feels like you got dropped off in the middle of the ocean, and the waves are coming and coming, and it's hurting to keep choking to try to breathe, and you literally just want to succumb. You just
Let
want it
go.
you just want it to be over because you're exhausted from fighting, trying to stay above it. Yeah, it's just like, you start feeling like, yeah, that's the only way out. That's the only way to get a little bit of peace.
Yeah.
And
And to answer your question, I think, bro, while active players are while people are playing, while they're active, not only should there be therapy involved, but family therapy.
yeah,
Without a doubt. Like, I think partners, I think family, who's in that person's circle needs to be involved in that. You know what I mean? Because I think that definitely plays a big part on all of what has been coming, um, to light with these deaths of players.
Darnell, I think we got to close up soon, but I wanted to hit on, because you said you had those feelings before, and Dom spoke about him kind of getting through it. How did you overcome those thoughts that you had?
uh how did I overcome? Shit, man, just kept kicking. Just kept getting over the waves till I hit land. honestly, it just wasn't my time. But there was a point where I felt so overwhelmed. I felt so low, and I had people around me that I feel like were just draining the life out of me. I was in a space where I felt like my baby deserves better than me. That's how low I just was empty. And I mean, I really don't know why. It wasn't my time. And, if you make it, one extra day and maybe something happens and then, you start seeing life in a different way and you're like, oh, okay. I started having like my spiritual awakening like at the very end of 2019 and going into 2020. I don't even see I don't see the world the same way that I did back then. I don't take life as seriously as I used to. I don't take myself as seriously as I used to. I understand now that it's literally all lessons. You fuck up to learn. And you do that and you keep stepping and know that you're never going to be perfect, but be open to new ways of thinking. Be open to, now I'm at a space where like I low-key would get excited if somebody came to me and said, hey, you made me feel like this. I'd be like, oh, for real? Well, let me think. Damn, well, why did I do that? Where did that come from? I love analyzing myself now. I love analyzing where I got that trait from. Now, what happened to me that make me act like that? Oh, shit. Oh, okay, maybe it came from that. Cool, I understand now. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm really sorry that I hurt you. It's nothing. It used to be hard for me to even apologize because that would entail me admitting that I was wrong about something, and I just, I want to protect myself. No, I ain't wrong about nothing. You fucked up. You did this. You did that. But man, growing, elevating, healing for the most part, you get in a space where it feels good. It feels good to you to say, oh, yeah, oh, that's not cool when I do that. Let me stop. Let me learn how to properly work through this problem or properly speak to someone, about this situation. So yeah, that's all it was.
Well, look, I appreciate you guys being on here and talking with me, being vulnerable, and this, the Other Side podcast, that's the place for this. You know what I mean? I wanted to be able to talk about different things and us being open, being vulnerable. So I appreciate, both of you guys' vulnerability, and your honest opinion about certain subjects. Like it got deep quick on this conversation.
Yeah.
Really like it at first, and then we start talking about some real serious situations that I appreciate you guys' perspective from, and if anybody have any more closing remarks in regards to anything that we were discussing or anything that y'all have on your mind or on your heart, we could talk about it now. If not, that'll do it, for this episode.
Yeah, I just want everybody to tune in for the second episode because that's when JC gonna get vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In life.
Well, I like it. I appreciate y'all, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else is on the agenda for us, man. So, peace out, y'all.
All right, talk to y'all later.
Peace.
That was good, y'all.